Hey yo, what's up everybody? I really enjoy Wuthering Waves, and chances are if you're watching this video, you probably enjoy the game too. And as much as I enjoy the game, I recognize, as with any game, it's not perfect. And I think there's some things that can just make the game better. And that's why I'm presenting to you in this video 6 changes that Wuthering Waves needs. I know, I clickbaited you. It said 5 changes on the title, but because I'm nice like that, I'm giving you a little bit more. Without further ado, let's get it. Number 1, a reputation system. The daily gameplay of Wuthering Waves is pretty simple and time efficient, and unless you're currently building a character or have some uncompleted quests to tackle, you don't really feel like there's much progression on the regular. It doesn't often feel like you're making headway into accomplishing anything, and that's one of the cornerstones of RPG gaming. It's peak hobbyist behavior. And one way to reinstill this feeling of progression without it being attached to characters is something like this: a reputation system or a sacred tree, monument, lake, whatever. What I'm saying is we need better carrots and sticks, things that we can regularly work towards in an easy and fun way. Similar to Genshin's reputation system, where you do missions every week that amount to some type of quality of life item or regional cosmetic, Wuthering Waves used to have this. Remember when we were able to unlock a number of features from the Pioneer Association at the start of the game? And I really don't know why they didn't continue with this. There's a Pioneer Association in almost every area of the game with the exception of Septimon. Imagine finishing that final mission and being able to unlock that region's glider, wings, a skin, maybe even a mount. You know what I mean? Think about it. Imagine riding around in the Cybertruck from the Pioneer Association. Number 2, a refined world experience. Now, I think the overworld is pretty good. Everything is convenient and easily accessible. And it's almost too accessible at times. It's been developed to a point where there's hardly any reason for TDs to populate the world. Tacit fields make it so you don't really need to wander to find echoes you need, and I was initially excited about the Nightmare Echoes giving us a new reason to go and search for TDs in the world. But it turns out the Nightmare Echo spawns kind of remove this whole experience, and they further reduce the experience to a one-time-a-day experience that lasts for 15 seconds, localized in one spot. And I think what could reinvigorate a player's desire to roam the land fighting monsters is to give a purpose that you can only fulfill by doing just that. I'm talking about rare drops. That's right, I said it. We need rare drops. Perhaps the rewards could be some special one-piece echo with a higher level cap. Or maybe we can get weapon parts, and when we find enough pieces, we can convert it into a 4-star weapon. Maybe this weapon won't be as strong as a 5-star, but maybe the passive will be super useful. Or maybe we can get costume dyes. I mean, Kuro isn't really that serious about dropping skins on the regular, so at least let us recolor the ones we have by finding enough dyes. Imagine recoloring Frolova to match her skin in the story, or recoloring Carlotta to match her skin in her companion quest. I think that would be pretty cool. Number 3, better events and co-op events. Now lately, we've been starving for more entertaining and engaging events. Some of these events recently just haven't really been hitting, you know what I mean? Another thing is a lack of co-op. It's almost like they forgot co-op exists. People really enjoy playing and pairing up with other players, and it offers a lot of replay value to otherwise common activities. And adding this and prioritizing this is both better for Kuro games and for the player. And I made a whole video on this like a year ago, and there are tons of ideas that we can run with and it would still be fun. For example, the dungeon. They can make a classic dungeon where you have a modular maze where the areas can easily be randomized and tacked on to the side of another area and just swapped into different configurations so that every time you enter the dungeon, it's a new, fresh, random experience. And they could fill this dungeon with monsters, bosses, minor puzzles, locked doors, and chests. And maybe these chests could have common materials or some of the things I mentioned before. Finally, they have to make this co-opable, man. If they want to keep it fresh, they could just reskin the event with a different theme and a new type of mechanic every once in a while, whenever they decide to rerun it. Another one is WUWA Party. Now, a lot of people were not satisfied with the anniversary event. But to improve it, to me, it's really an easy fix. Just make it Mario Party with us using our regular characters and not the cubies. And then they could just add co-op on top of it and make something actually happen when you land on a space. You complete a number of random events and you get points, depending on how well you do. For example, you can land on the space, and now all the players have to compete in that WUWA racing event. Or you can roll the dice, and then there's the dodge challenge that you see all across the map. Another challenge could be players doing the side-scrolling 2D platforming event. Another could be shoot the targets. And maybe some spaces you just get points so you don't have to do an event. Maybe some of them you have to fight powerful monsters. I mean, there's so many different things you can do, and basically you're just recycling things that have already been in the game. I mean, to make this, you just reuse assets. It's really super easy, and it will be super fun. And at the end of it all, you just tally up the points. The person with the most wins the game. Simple as that. In fact, something like this should probably be a permanent mode, because I know for a fact, if you advertise this event, there will be people who download the game specifically to play it. Number 4, co-opable weekly bosses. Bruh, why don't we have this already? There are people playing Genshin Impact right now who queue for weekly bosses despite being more than capable of beating them on their own. It's just entertaining to do. And not only that, players passively get advertised other characters and weapons on the regular. It's a win-win, and for the life of me, I really can't understand why they don't add this. Number 5, dual mode. I feel like Cool Games comes up with a number of interesting permanent game modes, only for them to be tossed to the side and never looked at or added onto again. Now, here's something I think will be super fun and enjoyable. So I got this idea because of how fun it was to fight Augusta in the quest and in the hangout event. I think they should make a game mode where you can challenge other playable characters and NPCs in Septimon's Arena. And they don't have to even add everybody at the same time. They could periodically add more and more characters over time. Maybe this patch they add Sanhua, Yan, and Carlotta. Maybe the next patch they could add Jian, Zani, and Shinji. And I think it would be a really fun way to enjoy the game. Even if you can only play as Rover, it still would be pretty fun to just try and fight these other characters. Number 6, improved standard banner. Over the duration this game has been out, it has released a number of characters. And as these games go, some characters become less and less impactful over time. And that's why I feel like some of the early characters should be put into the standard banner. I mean, if the standard banner isn't upgraded, then what purpose does it serve? No one is actually pulling on the standard banner. If you're a veteran player, when we get the standard pulls, we don't really have a reason to use them. We just use them so that we can get Coral to use for something else. These standard pulls don't really have much of an impact on our account. In order for these pulls to actually be meaningful, I think that there should be something desirable to pull for. I feel like Jian and Yinlin are great candidates to be moved to the standard banner. And even if you already have these characters, I'm pretty sure you'd be more willing to have sequence nodes on these characters than Ling Yang. This is a change that keeps the game fresh and exciting, even if you're a veteran player. And I'm sure I can add more things to this list, but these are just some of the things that I thought would be really cool if they were in the game. And none of these things really require a lot of time to make. They kind of all reuse old assets and just reskin them or repurpose them. And yeah, man, how do you feel about these ideas? Let me know if you have any of your own down in the comments below. By the way, if you like this kind of video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you in the waves. Peace.